Welcome to our YouTube video. Today we are diving into the chilling and intense world of Outlast, a first-person survival horror game that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Join me as we unravel the story behind this terrifying game. Miles Upshur, an investigative journalist, receives a tip about disturbing events occurring at Mount Massive Asylum, an abandoned psychiatric hospital owned by the Murkoff Corporation. Intrigued and driven by a desire to uncover the truth, Miles decides to investigate. Armed with only his trusty camcorder, Miles arrives at the asylum late at night. The front doors are mysteriously left open, inviting him to explore the ominous building. As he enters, he realizes that something is terribly wrong. Miles begins documenting his findings, using the camcorder's night vision mode to navigate the dimly lit hallways. He soon encounters deranged patients, violent and unpredictable, driven to madness by their own afflictions or the experiments conducted by the Murkoff Corporation. As Miles explores deeper, he discovers documents and recordings scattered throughout the asylum, shedding light on the dark history of the facility and the unethical practices conducted by the corporation. These documents unveil the extent of the psychological and physical abuse suffered by the patients, as well as the involvement of the mysterious Project Walrider. Throughout his journey, Miles encounters various hostile individuals who seek to hinder his progress. Dr. Richard Traeger, a sadistic doctor, and Chris Walker, a hulking and relentless patient, become formidable adversaries. Miles must employ stealth and wit to evade them and continue his investigation. Along the way, Miles encounters Father Martin, a patient with a messianic complex, who guides him deeper into the asylum's horrors. Father Martin claims that Miles is the witness, destined to see the true nature of the asylum and the Murkoff Corporation. As Miles uncovers more about the experiments, he learns about the Walrider, an entity of immense power that can possess individuals and manifest as a swirling, ethereal force. The Walrider's presence becomes increasingly prominent, leaving destruction and chaos in its wake. Miles encounters other survivors during his journey, such as Wayland Park, a whistleblower and former employee of the Murkoff Corporation. Wayland shares his own experiences and insights, adding layers of depth to the story. As Miles delves deeper, he begins to question his own sanity. The ending of Outlast can vary depending on the player's choices and actions throughout the game. There are multiple possible outcomes and interpretations. Here is a breakdown of some of the possible endings. Escape. If the player manages to survive the horrors of the asylum and successfully navigate through the challenges, Miles can make it out alive. He escapes the asylum, bringing with him the evidence he has gathered, exposing the Murkoff Corporation's atrocities to the world. This ending suggests a victory for truth and justice. Capture. If the player fails to evade the pursuers or make certain choices that lead to their capture, Miles can be apprehended by the Murkoff Corporation or its agents. The game ends with Miles being recaptured or potentially subjected to further experimentation, leaving his fate uncertain. This ending emphasizes the overwhelming power and influence of the corporation. The variants. Throughout the game, Miles encounters various individuals referred to as variants. These are patients or test subjects who have been subjected to the experiments conducted by the Murkoff Corporation. In certain circumstances, the player can choose to side with the variants or collaborate with them. These choices can lead to different outcomes, with Miles potentially aligning himself with the variants or becoming one himself. It's worth noting that the story of Outlast is intentionally open to interpretation, leaving room for speculation and discussion among players. The game's ending aims to leave a lingering sense of uncertainty and unease, reflecting the dark and disturbing nature of the narrative. Ultimately, the ending of Outlast serves as a reflection of the player's choices and actions, highlighting the consequences of their decisions throughout the game. It's up to the player to determine the fate of Miles and the impact of their journey through the asylum. Thank you. Watch this video. See you in next video.
Mr. Park. How the fuck are you still alive? Let's... make a deal? You help me, I'll help you. God, I'm stuck like a pig. Help me up, please? Fucking die! No one can know! No one! Oh God! Oh God! How to get out! No! No! Not me!
You press that button. There's no going back, Mr. Park. There's enough hard evidence in that video file to make a world of shit for our friends at Murkoff. You got out of Mount Massive alive, and we've done everything in our power to cover your tracks. But our enemies are twitching and malicious corporate paranoics with resources you're too moral to imagine. You won't be the only target. Anyone you care about, your wife, your child, they'll do nothing to Murkoff but ways to hurt you. I need you to understand the bridge you're crossing here. You will do irrevocable damage to the company. You might even get close to something like justice. But once you click upload, your life is over. Everyone you love is fucked. But it's the right thing to do. Is hurting Murkoff worth that much to you?